Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Yankee Echo.
Roger, Echo Yankee Echo, and what's the name there?
The name is Steve, and I've just put a headset on my radio, and I'm just trying to see if I've got good amount of volume to it and clarity.
All right, Steve, and where are you located, sir?
I'm in Virginia, outside of Lynchburg, Virginia.
Roger, and what radio are you running today, Steve?
I'm running a Yaesu FT-840. It's an older radio, probably 20 years old.
All righty. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger?
All right, my antenna
Roger.
All right, my antenna system is a off-center dipole that's probably 45 feet in the air. It's barefoot, just 100 watts. And sitting on top of a mountain. I was fortunate enough to buy a place on top of the mountain, and I built a house up here, and so I tend to get out fairly decently anyway, just because I'm on the top of a mountain peak. When you leave my driveway, it doesn't matter if you go right or left, you go downhill. So I'm fortunate in that. Over.
Alrighty, Steve, does your radio, it's got an ALC circuit, and does it have a compressor circuit, or, compressor or processor?
Compressor or processor? Well, it's not on the front of the radio anyway. This is not a menu-driven radio, so you can't go to a menu and change things. This is a little bit more old school with just some buttons and knobs on the front, but there's nothing to adjust compression on the front of it.
All right. Do you have the book on that radio?
The book on that radio? I do. I'm looking at it now.
All right. First thing is, do you have a variable transmit bandwidth setting? Like, can you? Are you in the 100 to 2900 band pass? 2900 band pass.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't been ham that long.
Yes, sir. Well, let me give you some notes there, and then you can find things and kind of plug them in at your leisure, Roger?
All right, that sounds great. Go right ahead.
All right, first thing is to get your radio in the widest band pass, widest width that it will go. Ideally, you want to be 100 to 2900 in your transmit bandwidth. 100 to 2900 in your transmit bandwidth, or as wide as that radio will go. You know, it may not be, maybe an earlier radio, it only goes to 2400, 2600, but if you can get it to 100 to 2900, that would be ideal, Roger?
That would be ideal, Roger. Roger, I believe this is an earlier radio, and it won't go past 24, because as you were talking about that, it seems that I read that in the specs on the radio as far as the bandwidth.
Yes, sir. Well, just make sure it's in the widest bandwidth possible. Run it in the widest bandwidth possible. Roger?
In the widest bandwidth possible. Roger? Roger, on the widest bandwidth possible.
All right, then find out if you have a compressor processor. And if you do, you want to turn it on and run it at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Compressor processor on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger? 10 or 30
out of 100. Roger? Roger, on the 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100.
Yes, sir. Now we move to your ALC. Do you have an ALC meter on that radio?
Do you have an ALC meter on that radio? Yes, sir, I do.
Alrighty, and you have a mic gain control that you can grab a hold of?
Mic gain control that you can grab a hold of? Yes, sir, I do.
Alrighty, so as you look at your ALC meter in the transmit mode, and you say the magic word audio, spoken just as any other word, as you might say in a QSO audio. Adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter as controlled by your mic gain.
Audio. Okay, I'm there.
Roger. Okay, now, do you have equalization? Do you have onboard equalization?
No, sir, I do not.
Alrighty. Why don't you give me about 15 seconds and tell me the thing you like best about your radio. Let me listen to you, and we'll think about what we want to do as far as your EQ. Roger?
All right, well, it looks like it does have a compression control on the back of the radio. There's an adjustment screw up in the cabinet, and it's saying that it's preset at the factory at the 12 o'clock position, which provides about 10 dB of speech compression. Then it goes on to say setting it for more compression can distort your signal. So it should all be adjusted by someone who can monitor the transmission. Let me see. So it does have adjustment on it in the back with a screwdriver adjustment.
Frequencies in use. Frequency is in use. Well, Steve, gosh, we have some discourteous people that love to tune up on an active frequency. I don't know what it is. They go out of their way to find an active frequency to tune up on. It's not nice to tune up on an active frequency. Anyway, Steve, I wouldn't make any adjustments on that compressor. It sounds good. Just, put it on. That's all you need to do. Get it on, Roger.
Okay, well, it's setting, I guess, like it was from the factory. I certainly haven't touched it. I didn't realize it had the adjustment there. But is my volume loud enough?
Yes, sir. Well, now that's what you're doing when you set your ALC. You're setting your modulation level. Now, what I want you to do, how close are you working that microphone?
I've got a headset on, and the microphone is probably a couple of inches or an inch and a half away from my mouth.
Yes, sir, Steve. Now, what I want you to do, I don't know how much leeway you have in that boom, but I want you to take that boom straight out in front of you as far as it will go, and at the last minute, make a 90-degree turn. Take that boom and put it straight out in front of you, and at the last minute, make a 90-degree turn.
Okay, I don't have a boom mic. My mic is built into my headset.
So you do not have a boom at all? It's just somewhere back by your ear?
Well, it's right in front of my mouth is where the mic is on the headset. So it's not like a vocal mic that's mounted on a flexible arm out on my bench that I can move around.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know that. What I'm saying is you want to move that microphone away from your mouth. Move it away from your mouth as far as you can, and then make a 90-degree. Roger?
Well, there's no 90-degree adjustment on it. I've moved it as far away as I can, which probably is 2.5 inches, but there's no 90-degree movement in it. It's a fixed mechanism on the mic where it comes out of the headset. I can move it up and down, but I can't turn the mic away from my face.
Well, I think you might have turned it just a little bit because you're cleaner now. What was happening is I think your proximity to the microphone was just not good, and I think you have moved it further away from your mouth, and you do have more articulation in your audio now, Roger.
Okay, that's great. I did move it further away from my mouth, which I've got it extended as far as I can, or as far as the mechanism will allow me to extend it away from my mouth.
Yes, sir. Now, I want you to go back to your ALC now. Since you have moved that microphone, the level has changed, and I want you to go back to your ALC and say the magic word audio, and with mic gain in hand, and again, mid-scale to 2/3.
And again, mid-scale to 2/3.
Audio, 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 audio. It's at 2/3 is what it looks like it's doing, 2/3.
Yes, sir. All right. I think you've got it there, buddy. And if you want to hear what your radio sounds like now, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 of 2100 Qso-Vlog recordings on a YouTube search. Roger?
Like recordings on a YouTube search. Roger?
Okay, and it's KC9KV, is that correct?
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor.
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor.
Victor Kilo Victor. Okay, I've got that now. I will do that. I will see. I'll go check it now and see what it sounds like. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir, Steve. Well, we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. By noon Saturday. Roger, Roger?
By noon Saturday. Roger, Roger?
Roger, Roger. I didn't know if you were recording us at this very moment or not. But okay, sounds great. And again, thanks a lot for giving me some instructions on this thing, and we will let it go like this and see what kind of feedback I get as I talk to others on the band. So thanks a lot, Qso-Vlog. I'll be clear.
Roger, Roger, Steve. Sounds good. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. And this is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.